Hi there, and thanks for coming by. Today I want to talk about hosting options that you would have for your hosting your website service. And I use three, and I'm going to go over the differences and the main benefits and drawbacks that I know of each. In order to have a website on the internet, you have to have a machine hooked to an internet which is running server software. And that's where web hosting comes in to play. You can actually set this up at your house if you have static IP. That's a little beyond the scope of what we're going to do here today. Today I'm just want to talk about the three web hosts that I use. I'm going to give you links down below, and I just want to, in the honesty, full disclosure department, I want to let you know that if you use those links, I might make some money off of that. If you don't want to use those links, that's fine. Just type in the names of these into your search engine and go directly to their site. You might get a discount if you use the links that I give you. That being said, we've gotten that out of the way. Now let's go ahead and go over what hosting is. Hosting, and what you're going to need if you're following my PHP series, is a host that provides obviously HTML, HTTP, and you're going to get there pretty much for most of the files that you're going to use. You're going to use FileZilla to get there. And I'm just going to open up one of my sites. Let's go to that one. This one's on GoDaddy, and I'm just going to show you that over on the right hand side, these are all of your files. Now I have more than one website, and that's the beauty of it. If you don't get the very cheapest package, typically you can have unlimited websites. Let me just find another website here. Here's two that I use that are news feeds, and I'll open Virginia News Live, and you can see that it has its own scripts and its own everything. And if you go to virginianewslive.com, it's using this folder right here in order to serve Virginia News Live. If you go to usanow.com, usa-now.com, that takes you to this folder. So you can run multiple websites off of a server. Typically you're going to find a decent server, which is about a mid-grade server, to be somewhere around anywhere from 7 to 10 give or take dollars at this point in time. Now here are the web services hosts that I use. I use Bluehost. That is one that I have cooked this on. And I use Hostgator, which I have MapDoggy on. I got Hostgator for a customer that I put a website up as the main website on that Hostgator account. But that customer has since ceased to exist, although I still have his website up there. I'm going to probably take that down in the next few days. And then the other one that I use is GoDaddy. GoDaddy was the very first that I used, and GoDaddy has very, very good support. They all three have very good support, and that's the main thing you want to look for in a host. You want to be able to run PHP scripts. You want to have MySQL databases, typically unlimited MySQL databases, or at least a good amount of them. Some of these web hosts will, on their very cheapest package, only give you the access to one domain name. So if you're only going to use one domain name, that might be an option. But there's other limitations on the cheapest plans. So I would go with the mid-range plan that's something around 7 to 10 bucks and claims to give you unlimited things. Unfortunately, some of those times, those claims of unlimited don't actually work. If you read the fine print, most of the time you're not going to run into a problem, but if you have too much stuff running at one time on a server, some of the hosts will actually shut you down for a little while and give you a warning to fix things up. But let's go host by host real quick. And I'm going to say with GoDaddy, I run at least 2 of my news servers on here, maybe 3. I'd have to look and see where they're all at. I've got Virginia News Live, I've got Florablog. Oh yeah, Florablog runs on my other GoDaddy. So I've got 2 actual GoDaddy accounts. Florablog runs on one. Let's see, USA-Now runs on another, and Virginia News Live also runs on the same one that USA-Now runs on. Both of those are very, very bandwidth intensive because they go out and they scrape like over 100 RSS feeds every 2 minutes. Plus I have a bunch of other database stuff that's automatically populated running on these servers. I have never ever had a server shut down due to that. But I do have to say the limitation that I've found on GoDaddy, and I've tried to move a customer over here, and this customer had to use an fopen on FTP on an external site. GoDaddy does not support that. However, now let's go to the other hosts. Bluehost, we'll get there. Hostgator. Hostgator supports being able to pull an HTTP or a FTP file and fopen it. So it has some of the really greatest support. I have had a customer run into overload issues on Hostgator, but this customer had a shopping cart that was just using extremely heavy outside information, really overloaded. Was using this thing called Attracta, and every time I looked at when they shut that customer down, this Attracta seemed to be a very heavy thing. Plus, also there were SEO mods that change the URL and things of that nature. I don't actually approve of those search engine optimization techniques, but they did at one point get a customer shut on me. The other one I want to look at is Bluehost. I like Bluehost a lot because just like everyone else, they allow you to do everything that you want to do. I haven't really looked into opening an FTP file through them, but everything that I've tried to open there has worked. All external data that I collect and all that has worked. And as long as you're running HTTP as opposed to FTP, seems like it works on every of these channels. Now, one thing that I have noticed with Bluehost, and love them to death, and for the most part they're going to be fine, but I've got a very heavy script running on there that I run almost every minute that gives me updates as to what kind of hits my sites have gotten. And I have had that crash just based on the fact that at the moment the server wasn't there. Now that could just be a channel issue based on where I'm located at or whatever, but if I had to give my top 3 recommendations, my top recommendation would probably be Hostgator. Number 2 would probably be a tie between Bluehost and GoDaddy. But any of these 3 will give you really awesome service. They both have, or they all 3 have, really good 24-hour telephone support if you need it, and their tech support is second to none. There are a couple of limitations on the GoDaddy hosting that I have noticed that there aren't on these other 2 hosts. And of course, you can use any one you want to use. And like I said, if you use the links that I have provided down below, you probably, I'm probably going to end up with a couple of bucks for sending them your way. But I actually use these people. I've never made any money referring them. I just use all 3 myself, and that's the ones I have experience with. So anyway, I hope that helps you decide on what hosting you want to use for your website. You definitely need hosting when you're ready to deploy it, and these are some very good options. There are probably other good options out there if you feel like doing the studying, taking the time and all that. But I can tell you this much: if I did need another server, which I don't because I can put anything I want to on these servers, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this next series, and we're going to use one of these existing ones. But if I did need another server, I wouldn't go hunting around. I'd use one of these, and more than likely I would add another account under Hostgator. Thank you so much for watching, and we are about ready to get started on the website. Take care.